Quer aprender inglês em uma das escolas mais conceituadas de Cork? Vem comigo! Oiê, eu sou a Paula, consultora da Trip Intercâmbios, moro na cidade de Cork há 6 anos e eu fiz uma entrevista muito legal com o diretor de marketing da SES e também com uma aluna. Eu não sei se vocês sabem, mas aqui em Cork agora nós temos essa escola que é a SES, que é uma escola super reconhecida, muito maneira, e a gente fez essa entrevista para mostrar um pouco para vocês o que vocês vão poder esperar, né, dessas novidades que vem por aí. Eu espero que vocês gostem.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
We're back. We're back.
We're back here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask some questions about SES.
Yes.
And just feel free to answer whatever you think.
No
Okay?
problem. No problem.
So, how did you decide to open SES in Cork? Like, why?
Why? Do you want the short answer or the long answer?
The long and the short.
The short
Whatever
put
you
together.
decide.
No.
Yeah, we put together.
So basically, it's been asked of us by a lot of our agents. Would you not think about opening somewhere else? Because over the last 20 years, we have grown from a school in Dublin to now a school with 5 locations in the UK, 2 locations in Canada. So we've expanded outside of Ireland, and we had always thought it would be interesting, perhaps maybe to open somewhere in Galway. But I would have emotional ties to Cork because I studied here. I'm still a member of the, for example, the University Rugby Club. I'm still a paid up member, and also my wife is from Cork, and I have family in Cork. But the main reason would have been that a lot of our agents send us from. This is more European, I suppose. But they would send us groups of students for low season groups. So school groups that would come September, October, November, January, February, March, April. And we were nearly at, thankfully, saturation point in Dublin that we couldn't really take any more. So we had excess business that we can now hopefully divert down to Cork. So yeah, I mean, it means now that we're able to offer similar programs, but that we can offer the 2 cities. And also something that's going to be unique to Ireland is that a student can come, for example, to do the 25 weeks program, and we should be able to facilitate so that they can do some of it in Dublin and some of it in Cork if they want to. So it might be a unique selling point. Also, now there would be obviously.
Is that for sure? Just an idea?
No. It's for sure. Now there's going to be. We'll have to work out the pricing structure because, for example, if a student comes to Cork, there's a slightly different price point.
Yes, it is.
For the course,
yes.
But any student that's coming for 25 weeks, we should be able to work that out with the agents and say, because at the end of the day, it's more beneficial for us to try and get more students down to Cork, because they have a certain nationality mix, but we should be able to kind of build up the year-round business if possible. Because we know that we get lots of summer business, lots of Italians, Austrians, etc. coming to Cork, but for shorter stays. But what we would like to do is to build the year-round, long-term adult business, and hopefully, given the resources that we have, we'd be able to do that.
That's very good. I didn't know about that, and indeed, I think it's going to be a very good selling point. This because we have a lot of students that they actually ask. Actually, not they don't ask, but they're very indecisive. Like, I don't know if I go to Dublin, if I go to Cork. Imagine I say like.
Nah. Well, now the option is that, because at the end of the day, previously the problem that we always had was a student always asks, or the agent will always ask, oh, I can go to Ireland, but can I go to England? And you say, well, you can't work in England. You can't work in Canada at the moment. Whereas if a student comes to Dublin and they go, oh God, there's lots of Brazilians, there's lots of Argentinians, there's lots of, maybe I'll go to Cork where it may be cheaper to live. It's a smaller city, you know, etc., etc.
And it's a very different experience living in Dublin and living in Cork.
Completely, yeah. So the potential is there that there's no reason, because it's the same school, so it'll be the same immigration letter up to a point, because they're going to be doing the same course, the standard general English 15 or 20-hour program, and it's the letterhead will be the same. It's just the address of where the classes are delivered, you know. So it's an option that we're going to look at and see.
Good. Okay, next question, a very good one. What makes us different from other English schools in Ireland?
Well, it's something that I touched on. You know, in many ways, we're similar to lots of the schools in Ireland, because Ireland is quite unique in that a lot of the schools would be family-owned businesses. So, for example, CES is part of a group called Select Ireland. And there's about 3 schools, I think, in it that are family run. You know, one of our competitors here in Cork, it was started by the mother, and now the son is running the school. There's another school in Select, and it's 2 brothers and a sister are part of it. But the difference would be, obviously, for CES is that we've grown. So we now have a lot more international experience in terms of we've got 5 locations in the UK. And also, and so 2 in Canada, in Vancouver and in Toronto. But also, because of the size of the school, it also means that we're lucky in that we have sales representatives in numerous cities, so that the agent support is there, for example, in Brazil or in Colombia and Argentina. Now, that's not unique, but what is unique from our perspective is that we also have a much bigger academic team, for example. So you've got lots of people who are able to improve what we're doing, because you've got 9 directors of studies versus 1 or 2. You know, you've got a much bigger team of teachers. You know, a lot of the teachers in the Dublin school would be Delta qualified, which means that it's a very high level. So, you know, when you add that into the mix, plus the fact that the school was founded in 1979, so we've got whatever 45 years of experience, or 40, whatever, you know, and you know, we have built up a brand that's very well known and very well respected.
It's good.
You know, it's positive. And then also, like, I mean, you know, Justin, my brother, who's the CEO, was the chair of Equals, and he's now on the board of YALC. Robin, who works for us in Canada, was the president of YALC. For the last year or so. I'm on the board of Alto now. I'm stepping down soon enough, but we also, you know, give back to the industry. Now, lots of people also do that, but it means that we're also quite involved in trying to improve the English language business, as well as, you know, the schools that we operate.
You do have the business English in there, right?
Yes. Cool. Yeah. No, in all of the schools, it depends.
Some schools you don't have it.
No, and what you're trying to do then is you do, like, say, so in Dublin, for example, and this will hopefully be, so next summer in Cork, you would have, somebody could take an intensive general English program. So they'll do general English in the morning, and then either conversation English or business English or IELTS preparation or Cambridge exam preparation in the afternoons. So you're trying to expand the offering that a student can go to, but also the fact that they pay the one price, but they have 3 or 4 different options under the one price. So it's just a way of trying to diversify. You know,
you never stop growing.
No. I mean, and also the it's funny because I always say the problem we have, which is a good problem, is that we don't have rear view mirrors, and by that I mean is that we're not looking back at, look at us, look at what we've done.
That's kind of a value for you.
Yeah. You know, it's very important because you're always trying to improve, and that will be hopefully what we'll bring to the school here in Cork. That, you know, the competition is very strong. We know that, but if we can bring some of what we've done elsewhere to Cork, we'll be able to try and help improve. And given the fact that, you know, ASET would have been a smaller family-run business, you know, now we have it's still a relatively small school, but we now have lots of different assets. So the people in Brazil, you know, we've got Yin, who I think you met yesterday from Taiwan, was here to see the school. And she went to see she had a walk around Cork. So she's a new person that's going to be selling CES Cork. We've got Antonio in Brazil who's going to be selling CES Cork. John in Latam, you know, Jayla in Korea. So there's lots of people now going to be pushing, hopefully, more students to Cork, which will grow the business here, hopefully.
Which leads me to the other question I have for you. Like, how does CES think about the mix of nationalities in the class?
We need to improve it, full stop. Yeah. It's good, but if we look at...
How good it is, in your opinion?
You know, well, I mean, I would think we are probably 40-50% there in terms of, you know, as somebody said, Ian asked me yesterday, is there any Taiwanese student in the school? And there isn't. You know, so if somebody came in and said, is there any Argentinian student in the school? There isn't. You know, there's a few Brazilians, I know that. But the intake, for example, that we had, which is normal during the summer, we had a lot of Italians, for example, started on Monday. We had a very interesting group of teachers that are in the room next to us, from all across Europe, which is great. But it's Middle Eastern students are very few in the school. But whereas in Dublin, we would have a lot of Middle Eastern students, not so many Turkish students. In Dublin, we'd have kind of 20% Turkish. So we are hoping that as things start to grow, I'm just literally after sending an email, we have a Jordanian student coming for 6 months at this weekend. So he'll be the first student from Jordan. So very quickly, what we're trying to do is open up the doors that we already have, but to tell them, well, now you have 2 options in Ireland. It doesn't have to be Dublin; it can also be Cork. So, you know, if we look at, say, for example, our agent mix, because we've been in business for 40 years, and because we have so many people traveling, we have quite a large agent network. So that's good. You get the message out there. So the idea is that within 12 months, we would have, like we would have in Dublin. Maybe you're not going to get 85 different nationalities, which we would have in Dublin.
How many?
Yeah, 85. Yeah. So, you know, because it's incredible. You're talking to students that are coming in and you say, where are you from? Hungary, the Czech Republic, but also, Moldova, you're getting students in from Mongolia, you're getting students in from, Bolivia, places that you wouldn't normally expect, but because of the good work that the teams are doing, we're expanding the network of agents. And then it's about trying to build up the number of students that are coming here, because, at the end of the day, there was a limited amount of marketing done by the school over the last, say, 12 months here in Cork, for a few different reasons. But now we'll be able to ramp that up, and by getting the message out to all. Now, obviously, we need to have get our new brochure done, our new agent's handbook. We just finished the price list yesterday, so that once the sales team have the marketing materials and the photographs that we're taking, the videos that we're making, etc., then they can go out and sell. So hopefully within 6 to 12 months we'll see an increase in the nationalities, which will make obviously the school a lot more attractive. We don't have a lot of Brazilian students, which is a positive and a negative. Obviously you'd like to have lots more Brazilians, but
it is positive when we see from this perspective, like even the Brazilians, they want a school with mix of nationalities.
Yeah. But also what we're trying to do is, and I mean, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, is that we're not focusing on, there's 2 different types of students that come. There's students that sometimes are coming primarily to work. They're taking their English language classes, but they're coming primarily to work.
Yeah.
They can do it legally. They're doing a 15-hour program, but sometimes they're choosing a school where, it's purely based on price. And that often becomes, the students see that it's a mistake because they're in a class with 14 other Brazilian students, versus you pay a little bit more, you're getting better teachers, hopefully in a better environment, but also you're getting a better mix of nationalities. That's what people are paying for. It's you know, having the sales teams traveling all over the world. There's a reason. It's to get a better mix of nationalities, which will then benefit the students.
Good. That's very good. And my last question for you.
Last question, all right.
How do you think CES impacts the local car community?
I think we have to blend in. You know, it's an exciting time for us because, you know, it's a new city. We're learning as we go along.
You're learning the Cork accent?
Yes. Well, I had the Cork accent, but I think the beauty of Cork is that, as you touched on earlier, it's a lot smaller. It's a very walkable city. Families are great. You know, it's a vibrant city as well. There's no doubt about that. It's got a great food scene. You know, McCurtain Street, I'm staying just around the corner here in McCurtain Street. There's an awful lot going on. And when the sun is shining, if it shines, it's a fantastic place to be.
It is.
So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting because what we're trying to do is continue on the incredible work that Joelle and Odile started with ACET, and then try and improve by bringing more students, for example, doing the mini-stay groups or doing Erasmus Plus programs or doing staff mobility programs from Europe down. So hopefully we'll be able to use more residential options. We're actively looking for lots of new families.
Okay.
So we have a big Facebook campaign running to try and find loads more families, because that's, you know, primarily where students want to go. And we're definitely seeing that the families that ACET have are you know, very, very good, which is only a positive, because then the students are well looked after. And I think once a student is happy in their accommodation, you know, everything else is kind of not as serious. I mean, obviously, you know, the classrooms, it's important that they got a good teacher, they're happy in the class, etc., etc. But if they're happy in their house and they're getting, you know, enough to eat, etc., etc., you know, and then, you know, everything else is a bonus. And we can manage what we can do in the school, but it's very important that you pick good families, and hopefully by doing that we'll be able to you know, improve the reputation as well of because it'll take time. There's no doubt that ACET, you know, has been here for 40 plus years, so we slowly will need to change, as we have done in you know, 6 or 7 times before. You know, when we moved to Edinburgh, we bought Randolph School of English, and over a year or so that became CES Edinburgh. You know, the first school we bought in the UK in 2004, I think it was Swandene School of English.
Which one?
Swandene. It's in Worthing and in Wimbledon in London. So they had two locations. SWANDEAN, Swandene.
Swandene, because I studied in Dublin in one called Swan. Like
no, Swan would be a Dublin-based school.
Was my first school.
Yeah. But what we did was it became CES Swandene, and then it became CES Worthing and CES London. So over time we'll change the name, but all of these things, like the front of the building here, for example, in Cork, you know, it has Cork Language Centre International over the front door. It has their logos on the windows.
Have plans to change that soon?
Yes. Well, it's all as to when we can get it done.
Okay.
So that will be the next step, is to get the exterior of the building, you know, get our logo above the door and get our logo on the windows, so that we can start the transition. But it'll take time. There's no doubt that it'll take time.
It takes time. Good.
But all good. I mean, we've already, you know, there's a lovely little coffee shop up the road, the Hideout, and she's delighted because she's seeing more students, because I point out it's a lovely cafe, but it's kind of hidden. It's a hidden gem because they actually have a little balcony where you can sit outside at the back to look over the city. So I said,
I don't know that.
Yeah. No, it's gorgeous. It's literally just up the road. Yeah. But it's nice because we can then send our students to the local businesses to get their lunches or their coffees and try and boost the energy in the area.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to tell, like, about what you're thinking about CES in Cork, or something that you want
No, I mean,
to
look, we're excited about it, and there's no doubt that the team are very much looking forward to starting to sell the city. But the big next step is every year we would have our annual general meeting. So this year we were in Malaga in Spain, and there were 26 of the team get together. So you have all the academic people, the accounts team, the sales team, the general management team, and we're going to be down in Cork in January next year. Okay. So that means then that everybody will come over. They'll get and also obviously when our team are in Dublin, they'll all come down to Cork to see the school, number one, but also experience the city, so that they have a physical, attachment, and then that they can, and an emotional, as I said earlier on, that they get to see the city. I mean, and the beauty of where the school is based is that we're literally, 5-10 minutes and you're in the very heart of the city.
Yes.
So it's
you need
great.
to know the product before you talk about it.
Yeah. So there's lots to do. We have a very solid base. There's no doubt about that. The Cork school has a fantastic network of agents, because like CES, they've been, they were in business for 40 plus years. So reputationally, it's a very strong school. It's equals accredited. It's also a YALC member, which is again one of the reasons the fit was so good, because CES is also a YALC school and an equal school, and we're also members of Select. So there's a lot of the associations that ACET would have been a member of, or accreditations, we would also have the same accreditations. So it's just a natural progression that we come in and continue to try and improve what they started, basically, and then we'll get moving on selling and hopefully get more students down. So that's the end goal, as they say. Yeah.
Good, especially counting on our help.
Yes, no, well, I mean, the what you guys are doing is vital, because and it should be, from your students' perspective, it should give the students a huge vote of confidence, because it means then that they know that there's somebody here in Cork, so that if they have a problem or a query, that they can come to you guys. Yes. And you're here on the ground. It's not you have to send an email back to Brazil to wait for help. It makes it, and it also, for the fact that you're taking the time to come to the school and get to know it.
Really care.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah. So onwards and upwards.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All good.
Say hi to them.
Indeed. Bye. And we're looking forward to seeing you here in Cork when you get to come down. Definitely.
O que da escola hoje você mais gosta?
Eu gosto dos professores e a dinâmica em sala de aula. Isso está sendo muito bom para mim.
O que você sente diferente?
Conforme o professor aborda diferentes níveis na mesma turma. Então, a pessoa que sabe um pouco mais de inglês e a pessoa que sabe um pouco menos de inglês, ela não vai ficar desapercebida dentro da turma. Ela vai ter uma real... A pessoa vai conseguir interagir e caminhar junto. Você não vai ficar, porque eu sei menos e aí eu não vou participar da aula. Então, quando eu não sei menos, a professora te faz entender o que está havendo. Então, ela desenha, porque não vai haver o português dentro da sala de aula. Então, ela vai desenhar, ela vai fazer mímica, ela vai fazer de tudo para que você entenda o que está acontecendo ali. E a pessoa que já sabe o inglês, de uma certa forma, ela já vai ter aquela compreensão do que está havendo e o vocabulário dela vai ser acrescido pelo que a professora disser ali. Que também é bom, porque a professora acaba falando com aquele aluno que não sabe algumas palavras novas que talvez não tenha no seu vocabulário.
Tá. Então você sente que os professores são realmente preparados para dar aula.
São, independente da nacionalidade desses professores, né? Porque muitas das vezes as pessoas chegam e falam assim, que tem que haver professor só Irish dentro da sala de aula. Não. Para mim isso não é legal. Eu acho que o bom é que você tenha accents diferentes. Para que você consiga entender. Porque a Irlanda é um mix de nacionalidades. Então você não vai ouvir somente um irlandês falando, embora seja bem difícil. Mas você vai ter contato com ele independentemente. Mas ter accents diferentes de professores também é muito bom. Eu comecei com o professor Irish. e agora a minha professora tem uma outra nacionalidade. E está sendo muito bom, o inglês está sendo dito e a aula está sendo compreendida.
Porque é você sente então que a escola ela te prepara para a vida real.
Sim, sim, obviamente.
Porque fora você conversa com várias pessoas.
Sim, você não vai conversar só com o irlandês, você vai conversar com, sei lá, um indiano que tem um accent um pouco mais forte, né, difícil. E aí você vai precisar disso, não que haja talvez um professor com indiano aqui, mas se tiver, ótimo também, porque daí eu entendo o que o outro indiano tá falando. Então, o ideal é que tenha esse mix realmente de nacionalidades pra gente ter essa pluralidade, né?
Boa. Falando em mix de nacionalidade do professor que você trouxe, como que você vê, né, o que você sente do mix de nacionalidade dentro da sala de aula e na escola geral também?
Sim, eu acredito que dentro da sala de aula há uma preocupação de não haver somente brasileiros numa só turma. Então, na minha turma tem eu e mais um brasileiro, e tem italiano, tem polonês, tem várias nacionalidades, né? Então,
e você vê isso como um ponto positivo?
Ah, claro, claro. Porque é isso. Eu foco bastante no accent. Porque a gente não tá no lugar que só tem irlandês. A Irlanda tem muita gente aqui dentro. Então você precisa entender, você precisa saber o accent da pessoa, né? Porque ninguém vai falar exatamente correto. A gente não nasceu na Irlanda. Até o brasileiro tem esse accent diferente, né? Então a gente tem que aprender a ouvir isso, né? Então isso é muito bom.
Gostei. Atividades extracurriculares.
Bastante.
Existe? Como é que funciona?
Existe. Bom, quando você, nos finais das aulas, de repente, o professor vai e sugere, olha, hoje a gente vai fazer um passeio na Elizabeth Forte. E aí, depois a gente vai passear no English Market. E aí a gente vai fazer um passeio pela cidade, para conhecer alguns pontos turísticos, né? E depois a gente vai tomar um café e vamos todo mundo trocar uma ideia fora de sala de aula. Então, acho que isso é muito bom. Tem disso. E tem também extra classe, caso você precise um pouco mais de... não estou entendendo tal coisa. Aí se tem bastante
aula... uma aula focada em gramática.
Isso.
Uma aula focada em vocabulário.
Exatamente. Exemplo, a minha turma está com um pouquinho de dificuldade do entendimento de uma parte da gramática. Então, todos os dias, a professora, além da matéria que está já para ser dada, ela faz um exercício plus para a gente focar ainda mais naquela dificuldade que a gente está tendo naquela parte da gramática em específica. Uhum. Então, por mais que você não entenda aquele assunto, ele não vai passar desapercebido. A professora vai focar todos os dias para que você saia de fato da sala de aula compreendida. Ou, se não consegue, a gente fica um pouco a mais para você ter um entendimento.
Então não é aquela coisa de, a gente vai seguir aqui o livro exatamente tal qual ele é, ela tá preocupada com o aprendizado do pessoal.
Não, de forma alguma. Ainda mais que a gente começa a ter vários assuntos dentro da sala de aula, né? Então, conforme você vai conversando, porque não é só o livro. Você está dentro da sala de aula, você não vai estudar só o livro. O livro é uma base ali para ninguém ficar perdido, né? Mas você vai ter, obviamente, bastante assunto, né? Até porque cada um levanta um tópico diferente de vida. E aí a professora vai e corrige uma parte gramatical sua. Você está falando no passado. Você está falando no presente. Essa palavra que você está falando não está falando certo. Aí a professora repete de uma forma bem sutil para que você não se sinta constrangido na sala de aula. E aí ela te dá a palavra correta. E aí você repete aquela forma, né? Aquela frase bem bonitinha de forma correta. Então isso é muito bom.
Eu senti realmente uma preparação por parte dos professores, do corpo acadêmico. Eles são preparados mesmo para ensinar.
Sim, sim.
Legal.
Aqui a escola é bem, bem amigável.
Boa. Outra pergunta.
Eles querem, desculpa interromper, eles querem que você alcance a fluência no inglês.
Sim, eu acho que o falar, obviamente tudo é muito importante, mas para mim o falar é muito necessário. Então a gente treina muito isso dentro de sala de aula. Então, às vezes eu fico assim, nossa, eu cheguei em casa com a cabeça cansada. Eu falei, gente, que falação hoje, meu Deus, tô cansada.
Cansada de falar inglês.
Tô cansada de falar inglês. Eu falei, gente, fala mais nada não.
Eles te dão uma... Tá, e aí, até uma pergunta que não tava no meu programado, mas eu vi que você veio aqui com o diretor acadêmico.
Sim.
Você sente, assim, um apoio, uma certa abertura do pessoal, dos funcionários? Ou você sente que é uma escola muito fechada e tudo mais?
Ele tá sempre na sala de aula perguntando como é que tá o primeiro dia, eles mostram como é que são todos os andares, o que a escola oferece.
Tem o induction, então, day.
Sim, eles são muito amigáveis, você se sente muita vontade. Ele é muito carinhoso em específico.
A gente conversou com ele ali uns 5 minutos, né, Pê? 5, 10, ele foi um querido, assim.
Sim, ele vai lá na sala de aula, aí ele bate na porta, brinca com a gente. Então você não acha que ele é um boys ou alguma coisa do tipo. Eu acho que tá ali junto com a gente.
Gente como a gente.
Gente como a gente.
Então, minha última pergunta, você indicaria Access?
Ah, com certeza.
É?
Com certeza.
Que bom.
De olhos fechados, que é uma escola muito boa. Falaram pra mim que realmente essa escola era muito boa. Eu tava em busca de uma escola. E aí eu falei assim, então tá bom, vou dar oportunidade.
Você estava em busca de uma escola de que tipo, então, já que você tocou nesse assunto?
Eu tava em
Pra você chegar na Access.
Eu tava em busca de uma escola que eu pudesse ter mais dias de inglês, conversar mais, ter um conteúdo, poder escrever, imergir melhor na cultura, sabe? Porque a gente, obviamente, a gente pega o inglês de livro, pega o inglês de YouTube, a gente pega um outro tipo de inglês, mas você tá dentro de sala de aula, você participar todos os dias aqui na escola é muito diferente. Então você consegue absorver muito mais, você consegue ter esse contato com outras pessoas, que isso faz um total diferencial.
Você acha que é diferente, então, assim, porque às vezes eu recebo essa pergunta de, então, mas será que vale a pena ir pra estudar numa escola? Eu faço inglês aqui no Brasil, por exemplo, você acha que faz diferença estar
Faz
numa escola?
muita diferença, faz muita diferença. Pode ser que o inglês também no Brasil seja bom, não desqualificando, obviamente, mas estar em sala de aula é um extra plus. Porque é isso, o envolvimento com outras pessoas, esse mix de nacionalidade, você sentar na hora do seu break e conversar em inglês com uma outra pessoa, talvez você não teria isso dentro da sala de aula no Brasil.
Faz toda a diferença.
E é exatamente isso que te faz alcançar a fluência.
Exato, o conversar.
É conversar o tempo todo, é praticar fora da sala de aula.
E aqui tudo é inglês, né? As instruções são em inglês na parede, tudo é inglês. Você respira o inglês. Então,
qual que é a sua maior dificuldade aqui? Seria o push e o pull?
eu acho que sim, da vida, meu Deus.
Não é?
Da vida, só com a porta, meu Deus.
Não dá.
Acontece.
A gente já finalizou a entrevista, a gente tá só trocando uma ideia, mas isso daí eu acho muito fundamental. Por exemplo, quando eu fui no meu primeiro curso, eu sentia muito isso, eu queria muito falar inglês. Eu queria falar inglês, eu gosto de falar inglês. E aí, no intervalo, eu saía, tentava trocar ideia com alguém. Uma coisa que eu fazia muito era... Eu ficava sempre para conversar com meu professor, porque ele era irlandês. E eu tinha muita dificuldade, mas eu queria entender. E aí, uma coisa que a gente fazia muito era... Tá, beleza. Vamos sair. Sei lá, eu e você, a gente quer sair para tomar uma cerveja.
Sim.
A gente colocava uma pessoa de outra nacionalidade para também sair com a gente.
Sim.
Pra gente se forçar a falar o inglês.
Exatamente.
Porque é isso, esse negócio de você sentar na cantina e ter que fazer uma pergunta, sei lá, fecha a janela. E você tem que falar inglês, você é forçado a falar inglês.
Porque acontece, às vezes, como eu tava fazendo aula online, minha professora online é excelente. Porém, eu me acostumei com a voz dela. E eu não tenho mais vergonha dela. Então, você fala um monte de coisa, tudo mais, assim, mas aí eu falei assim, poxa, mas se eu conversar com outra pessoa, eu tenho vergonha. Então, eu tenho que quebrar essa vergonha. Eu preciso estar no meio de gente para quebrar essa vergonha. Porque se eu tiver só com um a um, a gente vai estar acostumado ali conversando, e não é tão legal. Então, quando você está com muito mais pessoas, nesse caso, está sendo muito bom. É um curto período. Talvez futuramente eu possa vir a ter novamente as aulas particulares, porque realmente já vou estar preparada só para caso de manutenção. Mas essa conversa que a gente tem
acelera, né?
Muito mais
o processo. Muito obrigada.
Disponha.
Obrigada mesmo. Adorei o papo, cara. O papo foi muito. Sério. Galera, foi isso. Quem ficou interessado aí na nova escola aqui de Cork, que é uma escola realmente muito legal, se inscreve aqui no canal para mais informações, para conteúdos, né? Mais conteúdos dessa forma, informativo, trazendo muitas novidades. Segue a gente lá na Trip também. E se você quer realizar o seu intercâmbio e quer vir assim pela SES, por exemplo, entre em contato com a gente que a gente vai montar o melhor intercâmbio que vocês possam imaginar. Contem com a gente para tirar esse projeto, esse sonho do papel. Demorou? Comenta, façam perguntas, né? Se tiver muitas perguntas, eu volto aqui para responder com toda certeza. Falou? Beijo, é nóis.